Before I start this video, I would just like to make it very clear that I am obviously not the real Mr. Cheese. I know I have been saying that I was Mr. Cheese for years, but that was just me during my role-playing days. I would also like to give a huge apology to you guys because of the lies I have been feeding you, and an even bigger apology to these classic fellows over here. I will explain why in a few minutes. Now I think it's time to stop the babbling and start explaining what has been going on these past few years. Because you guys deserve the truth and nothing but the truth. Let's begin, shall we? It all started when I created my first YouTube channel in 2020. I made a couple of videos in that channel, but they didn't really do so well. All the videos in that channel had either very little views, or no views at all. I tried making even better content that was relevant to what was trending back then, but that didn't really work either. I even made a second channel after that, but the same situation happened there as well. But since this was 2020, there was one video game that everyone loved and would not stop talking about it, Among Us. I loved this game. I would not stop playing it because it was too addictive back then. I even recorded a couple of videos of me game playing on it, and it was lots of fun. I also started watching fan animation videos about Among Us, and they were pretty hilarious and entertaining. But that is also how I came across this video. I started binge watching all Among Us logic videos, and that was one of my favorite YouTube series. I was there when the 5th episode came out and I was so excited to watch it. Apparently most Among Us logic fans really loved the character Mr. Cheese. I of course was one of those fans. And since a lot of people had been making role-playing accounts called Mr. Cheese, I too decided to make my own because I thought it would be fun. And mainly because my other two channels were literally not going anywhere. I had released my first video on the night of December 10th. It didn't really do well at first, so I kept posting more videos afterwards. I posted a bunch of CapCut clips and called them Mr. Cheese Logic, but I had to take them down due to copyright reasons. My real second video was released, and this time it did way better. It got about 1,000 views within a few days, and I was so happy. I started to post more and more videos each day, and it really boosted up my popularity. I was so glad that I had finally gotten enough popularity to the point where I reached 6,000 subscribers within a year. But after all that, I started to realize something. My other two channels where I actually revealed who I was got way less views and subs than my Mr. Cheese channel, which meant that the only reason I got so popular in the first place was because I was pretending to be a fictional character from CapCut. So I felt like I had to keep my face hidden in order to be recognized, which literally makes no sense. I never wanted this. I just wanted people to love me for who I was. I didn't want some fictional character, who isn't even my creation, to take over my channel. Was this going to be the case for the rest of my YouTube life? I really hoped not. During this year my subscribers and views have grown tremendously. I even made a second channel containing all the gender-bent CapCut videos I've created. I even added my best friend in the videos. I only did that because there was a competition on who would teleport to the gender-bent universe in Gender-Bent Among Us Logic Episode 3. Hamza won, obviously. This was even the year where the main antagonist of my channel was introduced, the yellow Mr. Cheese. Everything was going splendidly well, except for one thing. People had been saying that I wasn't the real Mr. Cheese, and I had to lie and say that I was in order to keep my face hidden. But I never felt comfortable doing that. Especially one man who used to be a hater of mine knew that I was faking all of it. After all that, I felt like a fraud. I had been lying about my true identity in order to keep my popularity. I felt like if I revealed my face, people would no longer want to watch my videos and unsubscribe to me because I wasn't the real Mr. Cheese. by this point I had become greedy for fans, because I didn't want to be a failure once again, and on top of that, I also had major anger issues. So whenever someone ticked me off, I would go a little too far with my words. I even almost lost my friends because of that, but for some reason I got lucky. I don't know how this YouTube channel experience could be so fantastic yet so crappy at the same time, but for some reason I kept going, and I never looked back. This was the year where Barry and I became best friends, the year where I made YMC more powerful, and the year the IDACTs were born. Barry and I were such good friends we even made collabs together. I had finally found a new best friend, other than Hamza of course, but I now have the perfect friendship team. I believe we even shared our ideas a few times, which eventually led to our channels being a part of the same multiverse story, I guess. But I had one hater at that time who went by the name IDACT. He bullied one of my friends once, so I stupidly decided to fight back, and it did not end well. He even said that he could beat YMC. But if the main antagonist of my channel was defeated so easily, the story would be going nowhere. So I had to make YMC a little more overpowered. But we never stopped getting into arguments, and one time I got so incredibly annoyed that I took his character, changed it up a little and said that they were the same. Yes, I stole his character and now I hate myself for it. But let me explain. After Barry created a character named Angel IDACT, I had a habit of calling the original IDACT the demon IDACT, and since I kept putting his OC in my videos just to make fun of him, my memory became even worse and my version of his OC looked different from IDACT's design, and eventually I started using his character and was editing it myself without even asking permission first. I acted as if this character was mine and started to make him one of the villains in my story, and what's worse is that I pretty much did the same to Barry, not by hatred, just my plain stupidity. Since Barry and I have been collaborating quite a lot, I accidentally edited one of her OCs without asking first. But for some reason I had this stupid thought. Oh, these characters live in the same multiverse anyways, plus it's just this one time. Spoiler alert, it was not just one time, it was many times up until the end of 2023. I had been posting videos with Barry's characters in them and edited the characters myself without Barry's permission. I still credited her, but that was never enough. Claiming her characters as if they were my own might have been the reason why she was so depressed these last 2 years. And once she told me everything I had done, I was worried by that fact. I didn't want to be the reason why my best friend was sad. I guess I haven't really been a good friend these past few years. And that's why I owe an apology to these folks who deserve much more than what I had gave them. I even edited Hamza's OC in the Toon Games show without his permission, so I give him an apology for that too. This was one of the worst years of my life, but that's mostly because of personal issues, I guess. This was the year where I decided to change the animation style for Toon Games, since the last animation style was literally just pictures. IDACT and I both stopped arguing because we realized how badly this could affect our YouTube channels, our fans, and our friends. Sadly, I was still using my friends' characters without their permission, so it wasn't really the year of redemption if that's what you thought it was. But this year was mainly about uploading more videos about my YouTube channel lore. But other than that, this year didn't really hold anything special for my videos. After a while, I finally started to realize what I was doing with my friends. I had been taking their characters without their permission, and editing them as if they were my own. So I started to ask them what their characters' powers were. But why didn't I do this all the time? Why did I keep stealing their characters and OCs? Probably because since I've been doing it for a while, I thought my friends would be fine with it by now. And if they really had a problem with it, they would have let me know earlier. but who in the right mind would think that was a good excuse? Why did I keep coming up with mind-numbingly stupid thoughts? It sickens me that I still sort of knew what I was doing, yet I still kept doing it. I still asked them what their characters' powers were, but I didn't do it all the time and still rarely credited them, and I honestly hate myself for that. Let's just hope 2024 will be a better year and I will finally redeem myself by stop stealing OCs and start apologizing for my sins. For now on I will ask them permission to use their characters and ask them what their characters' powers are. Let us pray that I do not make any more stupid mistakes. Before I move on to the next year, I would just like to say rest in peace to my childhood cat Momo. He has been around my entire life and he just recently passed away on 2023. Living on without him will never be the same. And it's hard to get used to the fact that he's gone now. I will always miss him, no matter what. I wish him the best of luck in cat heaven and hopefully I'll see him again someday. Barry and I had a talk recently on Discord. We talked about how I had been claiming her own characters as mine. She told me I could still have her characters in my videos as long as I ask permission first and give credit in the description. So that's what I'll be doing for now on. I just feel so bad for all the lying and stealing I've been doing these past few years. My entire life I had been called selfish, but I never thought I had the ability to spread my selfishness throughout the internet, so that's why I made this video. For now on I want to be honest with you guys and this should be the perfect start. I just hope you didn't skip through the entire video just to see my face because this video means a lot to me and I want you all to listen to every word I have to say. Now without further ado, I think it's time to show you guys my face after so long. You all deserve this reward for sticking around and cooperating with me. Just please don't make fun of me after this.
What are we doing again? Oh right, face reveal. I'm glad no one's actually here with me, cause if they were, then they would just open the door and come in while I'm recording, so that's good. So yeah, I'm actually Kyle Gamer, and these are the two channels I've been talking about. And go check out the second one, don't check out the first one, cause the first one is old, cringe, and it sucks, and I don't post on that one anymore. But the second one's pretty neat, so go check that one out. So I know this probably isn't a surprise to many of you guys, cause a lot of you have been guessing that MrCheeseToons is possibly Kyle Gamer, and you would be correct. So I guess I should give you an award or something. So yeah, anyways, I'm glad I finally get to be honest with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video, I guess. I know this video has been a little depressing lately, so I decided to end it off with something stupid. Boom.